Hi everyone, Ashley here with Scraps, Buttons, and Bows, and today we're going to be making a Christmas card. And we're going to be using the new Misty that I received yesterday. We're also going to be using a couple of other things. We're going to be using this Sizzix Snowman blueprint, Tim Holtz. Item number 659378, and of course I've got the stamps and the dies out of here, but you can see what the dies look like. Also, we're going to be using this October Afternoon, or no, I'm sorry, Impression Obsessions background stamp with the music notes. And then we're going to be using a couple of different inks. We're going to be using our Momento Stays On. We're going to be embossing with the African Gold by Ranger. A little bit of a glare there. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to start by embossing our background. And what we're going to need is a card that measures 4 1/4 wide by 11 tall, and we're going to go ahead and score it at 5 1/2. Just like so. I'm going to set that off to the side real quick. Once you get going and you realize you just don't have any room. And I have a lot of room, ironically enough. Okay, got a nice good score in that. We're going to need to mask off part of our card. Right at the top. Okay, just like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our Misty. And I already have one of the prints stamped. Here it is this one. And so what you can do is we are using a foam stamp, so we need a couple shims in there. And I am about to sneeze. Excuse me, bless me. Okay, and I've already stamped it down. I'm not going to re-stamp it because there's no point. It's down in the corner. I know exactly what's going to happen. So let me go ahead and actually just make sure I have it the right direction. Do we have it the right direction? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to place it on there, press it down, and now it's exactly where I need it to be. And I'm going to use my grid and line this up to the 3rd grid line. And it's okay if it sticks out the top. It's not going to impact it at all. Put my magnet down, and then we're going to put some embossing ink with the Versamark on our stamp. Get it nice and embossed, and you'll be able to tell if you missed an area. This side, because I pre-stamped, well, I did the other card, so this side had a tendency to be not as inked, and you can tell. So I'm going to really ink it up. Okay, let me grab my embossing buddy. Prep our card surface. I would normally do that outside of the Misty. And we're going to go ahead and press down. And as you can see from last night's video, I have placed my sheet over the grid. Okay, and I'm just going to take a peek at my card. There's a spot and there's a spot, so more towards the top. It's not going to hurt to put more embossing powder on. Okay, and we'll re-stamp it because it's exactly where it needs to be. Just pop my knuckle. Okay, and now it looks like we've got really nice all over coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my magnet off. Pull this sheet out. I can close that and we'll set that aside. Let's go ahead and pull our masking tape off, which is technically just washi. And then we're going to grab our catch-all for the paper, and we're going to be using the Ancient Gold African Gold embossing powders, and it's got a little bit of sparkle. I suggest mixing it up really well. The first time I did this, there was a lot of sparkle out first, and then embossing powder. So give it a good mix. And I'm just going to let it trickle down the page. Cover the whole card. I usually end up dumping the entire container, which is excessive. We're going to tap it off. And then up here at the top, I'm just going to clean up this. And got a beautifully embossed piece there. Let me grab the rest of this and clean this up. I'm using old mail, junk mail that you get, because it's already got folds on it, which I love. And it's the light stuff. It's easy to fold that in there. Anyway, so I use my junk mail as my catch-all sheets. I used to use cardstock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting so much cardstock. Clean our surface off, and then we're going to heat emboss this. So it's going to get loud for a second. I'm letting it get warm. So you're just going to heat emboss this until it is melted. And I'm going to heat emboss off the side so it's not super loud for you guys. Because this does take a second with this embossing powder. And so you can tell what's embossed and what is not. It does take a second to emboss this. Okay, so that embossing powder takes a minute, but it gives this beautiful shine. I absolutely love it. Turns out gorgeous. So that's going to be, look how shimmery that is. So this will be the back of our card. And I'm just going to go ahead and recrease that fold on the back side. Okay, so we have our card base made. Let's go ahead and make our snowman and get him all together. So we're going to grab our Misty. And I've got our snowman already cut here, just to save some time. Let's grab this stamp. Pull that off. Let's grab our snowman. One. There it is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the papers, one of these papers, you're going to lay it in here, put your stamp where you want it, pick up your stamp, ink it, stamp it down again on the paper. So it's going to look something, as soon as I can find the snowman stamp. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's our stamp. And what you would do is line it up where you want it. Go ahead and pick it up, stamp it, or put ink on it, and then stamp it back down. Okay, and then what you're going to do is take your, this is the cutout from when I cut this little snowman out. See there? Okay, you're going to take that and you're going to layer it right over the top of your stamp. See, there's the stamp. You guys can see that there. And line it up exactly where you want it. I used some tape to hold it down. Let me get a couple shims in here. Okay. Well, we're going to have to do this because I have it pulled up now. We're just going to have to do this. I didn't even think about that the snowman has been off of our platform, so we're going to have to do this live. Whew. Every time I start recording, I start sneezing. Okay, let's put our shims in here. Just a couple sheets. And we need our magnet, like so. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is put my snowman down, just like so. My snowman parts are kind of in the way. Press and pick up our snowman. We're going to ink him, and it's just a rough ink. You just kind of need to know where to line your snowman up at. Press it down. Okay, so now we kind of have our template here. And what we're going to do is go ahead and take our cutout from when we cut our snowman out and line it up. Okay, I'm going to take our snowman cutout and place it in. Kind of like a puzzle. And then we're going to go ahead and ink our stamp. Okay, let's go ahead and press it down. Oh, I picked it right up. And voila, you have got your snowman perfectly lined up. This thing is absolutely fabulous. So there's our snowman. So let me go ahead and clean off this stamp really fast. I like to get these clean while I can, or semi-clean. I'll go back and use a stamp cleaner later. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our snowman together. We'll set that aside. Okay. I already have some die cut pieces here for our snowman. I used red cardstock, and I used my scraps. You guys dig in your scraps for this. Craft cardstock, black, green, and orange. Let's go ahead and put his hat on. And let me see if I can't bring you guys just a skidge closer. There we go. Got some stray little. Just gonna put some glue on the back here. And okay. And our scarf. Oh, for goodness sake. That'll work. There we go. There's our scarf. Let's go ahead and put our nose on. Here we go. And our little holly leaves for the hat. And now you could put a red jewel or a rhinestone or whatever you like on this. Just set that right there on the hat. Let's grab some of our arms. And I just put glue at the very tip of the arm. And then some glue at the tip of this one. Okay, and our snowman is built. He is adorable. Ta-da! Beautiful. So let's go ahead and put some foam tape on the back of him because we're going to pop him up with some foam tape. Put some there. One there, and one here, and one here. Let's go ahead and peel the back off. And sorry if you guys can hear some funky noises going on in the background. My husband is watching TV very loudly in the living room. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to kind of center him and towards the top because we are going to be putting a sentiment at the bottom. And I'm going to be measuring side to side for center with the widest part, not so much the arms, but the widest part of him. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so now our snowman is on our card and it looks adorable. Let's go ahead and do our sentiment. For this, we'll need to grab our Misty again. Okay. All right, there's our magnet. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be using our sentiment, Merry Christmas, and then there's the banner bar. It looks like this, and looks like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom out. There we go. It's going to focus, I promise. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just set our stamp right there. pick it up. We're going to ink it with our Momento. And we're going to stamp it down. Okay. And I got a little black on the center in here, and I don't want that, so I'm going to clean that off. Seriously need to get an I'm recording sign. Okay. So what we're going to do is take our little cutout from when we cut it out, line it up to where we want it around the stamp, using my magnet and some tape. And then I've got our actual cutout, got some glitter on it. I'm going to place that inside just like we did with the snowman. And then we're going to stamp it. And if you find that the ink's not dark enough, not as dark as you would like it, you could always open it back up, apply some more ink. So this is kind of a cool effect. It's all lined up, and then you can get a couple layers of ink to make it really dark and intense. Just like so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is set our sentiment right in the center. But if you would like to test stamp this first, you certainly can. Just remove your piece. Set your sentiment right in the center. Just like so. And then you're going to close your lid. Pick your sentiment up, ink it, and then stamp it down, just to make sure that you have got the kind of alignment that you would like to have. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'll show you guys. Okay. So what we're going to go ahead and do is put our die cut piece back in, just like a puzzle. Put some ink on our Merry Christmas. And again, you can stamp it in multiple layers of ink to get the desired color. And I think it's perfect just how it is. Just like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and set this aside. And we are going to take some foam tape and put that on the back of our die cut sentiment. Grab our card. Remove our backing. We're going to center it, and then you can use the little bars that are embossed to get a relatively straight line. Press that down, and voila. We have got our adorable Christmas card. So you could totally do these in a mass production type style. I forget what they call it. It'll come to me as soon as we're done recording this. But we've got two identical, adorable cards. I love how they shimmer and sparkle. They're simple but beautiful. and they're handmade. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.